Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us on Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and yes, my hair is different, as you all can see. Going to take a little bit of time to get used to that, I tell you. But anyways, this is my co-host. We all know Kimberly Buckler, who brings in cookies every week for the crew, and we appreciate that very much. And before we introduce our caller, or our guest, sorry, we are going to be taking calls tonight, just as a reminder for the viewers. And what's that phone number, Kim?
It is 403-539-6710.
So absolutely, Calgary. So after our short commercial break, you can give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to take your call. And please welcome our guest tonight, Dr. Owen Schwartz. Thank you very much for being a part of the show tonight. It's a great pleasure indeed.
And the pleasure is indeed mine as well. I'm very much looking forward to our evening together.
Yes,
Thanks.
Absolutely. And just to let the viewers know also that Owen will be staying the full show. So if you have any questions for him, certainly give us a call as well.
Okay, so on you're a medical doctor and you're also a holistic doctor.
Yes.
So can you explain to us why you have focused on the soul in the wellness?
That's a great question, Kim. You know, first of all, I had to focus on my own life, and I found that when I learned to meditate and appreciate that deep peace that I felt and that I needed in my journey in life, and actually as a young man, I thought, why not share this with everyone? And then as I read more about it and thought about it, I realized the soul is the source of our healing, is the source of our joy and peace. And when things go rough on the outside, we always can go deeply within and find that rejuvenation. So that's why.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what was there some type of a sign or indication for you to get more involved with your work spiritually?
Well, it almost came as a natural outpouring of my life. When I was in my 20s, I just said, there's got to be more to life. Mm-hmm. And I kept looking for it inside. Mm-hmm. And then I found in medicine, it was kind of dry, like so scientific and sterile. It's not that it's a bad field, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for my artistic nature. So I wanted to expand into the holistic, into many aspects of body, mind, and spirit. And I thought that it would just increase the offering. I think all doctors offer different qualities, but I wanted to offer this.
Because there is a difference between, you know, the Western approach and the Eastern approach.
Very much so.
Yes, and a lot of people, you know, get a little confused about the Eastern way compared to the Western way.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's a good point, and we need both. We need that balance, that complementarity of both. It took me a while to learn that.
Right.
I kind of, you know, bent this way, bent that way, and then found a middle road.
Yes, exactly, and that's what happens. You just kind of stumble upon it, and then it resonated with you completely.
Yes. I did, for instance, quite a few years ago, I wanted to put what I did under some sort of title or an aspect. So I went to China and studied Chinese medicine and acupuncture with a view especially of looking at how does one practice spiritual healing in relation to these fields. And now actually there's esoteric acupuncture and there's various aspects of Chinese medicine, and they describe 3 souls in Chinese medicine. So I mean, I just found it so practical, so useful, and it's worked.
Yes.
And that's what I'm excited about, is that the idea of spirituality in medicine, in healing, works.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And how does the philosophy and the practice of yoga tie into wellness and abundance?
So that's it's a big question, and you know, people, all of us tend to identify with yoga as half a yoga, but really yoga means yoke with spirit. And so the idea, it's a scientific approach to go inside and get away from, we're driven by our senses and our scurrying mind, as we know, here and there, but to get deep into the spiritual spine, deep into that layer. There's actually this passageway through the spiritual spine called the Sushumna channel, And as you meditate, you can get into that very deep peace and also deep inner realization. So you begin to develop your intuition and your heart and compassion and love and be able to teach from that level.
Yes.
Much like Deepak Chopra is a good model, as an example, you know.
Yeah,
so that's an example of yoga, the science of quantum healing. So I just love it. It's basically, I'm in love with it.
You have
It's
to
a
be
romance
really.
of the soul, the divine romance.
It's like when the Kundalini kicks in.
You got it.
When that Kundalini kicked in, it actually kicked in with me like a few years ago, and it felt like somebody had took a lighter and lit my spine on fire.
Wow.
And I kept on looking back, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know, I didn't realize it then. So I went and had a bath, and the water actually went hot.
Wow, that was more than a hot flash.
That was like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God,
That's
what's
really something.
going on?
Did you feel like your heart opening?
Everything. Everything completely opened, and way back then I was actually running about 8 miles a day. Yes, I wasn't fit way back then. Yay.
Well, you're fit in a different way now.
Yes, exactly, completely. But it just really kicked in, and I didn't understand it. So then I learned about the serpent, the light, and the whole process, and it's incredible, really. And
so it's very practical for medicine. It is extremely practical because if a person can learn to calm themselves and meditate, and then even the aspect of stretching and releasing all the tensions and fears and traumas. So you can, in relation to yoga, I've developed what's called, well, not myself alone, but my wife and I, Jeni, who I work with, Jeni Ma, very closely, who's a mystic I work with, and she's been the love of my life and really have been a big factor. We developed what's called the soul journey, where we actually bring our traumas to that level of the soul. All of us have experienced these traumas and patterns of being, and gradually heal them over time.
you can. I see a book with that for some reason.
Oh, you're right on. People say, when are you going to write your book?
Yes.
Thanks, Jeni.
Yes, because I'm seeing the two of you on a white cover.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yes, because your wife has really brought you on a spiritual journey, because it's, of course, all about law of attraction. When we're ready to meet that partner, that person, it just clicks in.
That's right on. And it's a pleasure meeting the two of you, too. And you'll have to meet Jeni, because she has been a big inspiration.
Yes, and that's amazing.
Well, I'm glad you're here tonight, because we were discussing earlier how we need the medical and we also need the holistic. The medical, you can get your diagnosis. The holistic, you can say, well, this is what I can do with what's going on, and look at it that way.
Yeah, and in relation to that, Kim, sometimes the solutions, even various, like you say, well, start with maybe the straight medicine, then you go into the natural, but even then there often isn't solutions there. So we have to turn sometime to Spirit, God, the Creator. We have to just accept and draw that power in to whatever healing we can have. And that's the best way of healing, because then you feel closer to that pure love.
Right, because you would work with like a lot of traumas and such with that, with people and such.
Oh yeah, it comes out when you do these regression journeys. Of course, the traumas come out, the various things. They're not necessarily big, but they're big to that child, inner child.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So you would work. I would feel that you would work with that more on a holistic level, more so, than on a medical approach.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I'm completely devoted to the holistic. And that doesn't take away. I like a doctor to have seen the person and made sure that they've, whether it's a doctor or a naturopath or a nutritionist, but especially, I mean, obviously medical doctors are my brothers and sisters in a way, but I also give great honor to all the forms of healing. All forms are beautiful.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. It's just amazing, I mean, it was, because even my experience, how I connected with you is really, it was really wild, I can tell you that.
Who knows how we're connected? We maybe.
I know, because it was when I was having my little surgery, and I was like kind of hyperventilating over something really small, and it was Kelly that said, well, just realign your chakras. And I looked at her and I'm like, what? It's like, how would you know that, right? So it was, and then we just started talking and I'm like, yes, definitely. And we really, you know, it was great. It was phenomenal how we connected. So let's say if somebody wanted to read more about you or your work, for instance, what is the best way for them to do that?
The easiest way is just that on the website is a little more of the philosophy and how to get in touch with me. And the treatments really are covered by Medicare except for the assessment fee, which is great. So it's fairly it's not hard on the pocketbook.
Yes.
And you know, whoever it is, I hope I can help them. And the main thing I'd say is the will. A person has to have great desire to help themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Positive, think positive.
That's it.
Ready to make the change. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ready to make the change.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys got you got it together. I can tell.
Because you got to wake up and go, it's going to be a good day. Especially, let's say, if I have more of a challenging day, right? When I get up, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a really, really good day. I can feel it. So it completely turns your whole day around. It completely shifts your whole day around.
That's right on. And sometimes you have that negative coming and you have to say stop. I'll explore that later, but I'm going to move to the positive and to the calm and peace. And, you know, I need reminding about that myself all the time. It's not like I'm sitting there in perfection.
That's when we do our ohms.
Yeah, that's right.
Then we get the lights to shiver around. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, you know, and having you on. I mean, it just flies by so quickly. But the beauty thing about this is Owen is staying for the full show, everyone. So if anyone has questions for him, absolutely, you know, please call, because, you know, he's an extraordinary person. We could talk for hours and that.
And we will.
Yes, I know. And what's that number, Kim, for the caller's phone?
It is 403-539-6710.
Absolutely. And we will be right back, Calgary, after these short messages. So don't change that channel. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and this is Soul Work for anybody who's just tuning in. And we were just speaking with our guest, Dr. Owen Schwartz. And just a reminder, Calgary, that we are taking calls tonight. And what's that number there, Kim, again?
403-539-6710.
Absolutely. And I believe we already have a caller, don't we?
Great.
Yeah, her name is Nora.
Nora?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. This is. I was just wondering if you could answer a question regarding health for me.
Okay.
Yeah, like how my health is going to be in the next while. It hasn't been the greatest.
Actually, I'm really feeling there's a little bit of an issue going on, something with your blood. When was the last time you had blood tests done?
Basically, about a week ago.
Okay. So are you concerned about those tests?
Not really, no. I know it's a little bit, they said borderline diabetic.
Yeah, that's why I said blood, because I just felt there's a little bit of a tweaking there you need. I'm not feeling it's going to be a major issue for you, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but it can turn into be a major issue, okay? But if you change even your diet around, I'm feeling you need more even greens in your body, because I'm just feeling you're having a little too much processed food and sugars and such like that.
Okay.
So if you start to cut that down and get even more active, you're going to find that, because I'm feeling your energy is not as high.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and it's just because your blood's a little off, right? Meaning your blood sugars and such like that. So if you start to get more active, like even going for walks, even swimming, I'm feeling for you, because water represents emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're holding back with your emotions.
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sensitive.
Yes.
So I'm going to guess, Nora, that you're very sensitive, and
Yes,
that
definitely.
you can take on too many of the people's problems around you, and then that adds a lot of stress. And when you're under stress, of course, then it's hard to take care of yourself in the same way.
Okay.
So the idea is to recognize, to clean out. Maybe you want to talk about that with the white light, Kim.
I just do a clearing every day with the white light, bring it through the crown and the whole body into Mother Earth, do it about 3 times, but
Yeah.
Okay, I'm more than willing to try anything. Like as I say, I've had health problems for the last couple of years.
Yeah, but that's just because you're hanging on. There's a lot of energy you're hanging on to, and I'm feeling your shoulders being really heavy, right? And when I'm seeing shoulders being really heavy, it's because there's a lot of issues that you're holding on to, right? I'm really feeling that you really, really, really got to take a look at certain people around in your life and clear out certain people. It's not that, we're better than anybody, because it's not. It's just I'm really feeling that you're going to be making a lot of rapid changes. Why am I seeing the number 33?
33.
What is that?
I'm not exactly sure.
Creative writing.
Oh, okay. Oh, creativity. There you go. That creative. Okay. Because I'm feeling a lot of creative energy. That's interesting. That's very good, by the way. So I'm really feeling that when you're clearing a lot of stuff out, it will release a creativity within you, right?
Okay.
But there are people around you, and I'm not going to say who they are, of course, but you need to clear that out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I call it clearing the closet, right? Because when we're around certain negative energies, negative people, right, we have a tendency to hold all their energy with us, and it brings us down. So I'm seeing you making a lot of big changes, and you're going to see that within the next 18 months specifically, that your life's going to be completely different.
Oh, no, that would be really something to look forward to.
Yes, but you got to start now, because that's why I brought up the blood right away.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been to the doctor in the last week, and that's what one thing about the greens and stuff like that.
Yes, and you'll be okay, but as long as you start like tomorrow type thing.
Yeah, well, I sort of started already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, but getting more like even exercise, even if it's walks, anything like that. Swimming is good because you get in touch with your emotions and you'll be able to release. You don't have to go swimming, but it's just being more active, and you can switch things around here really quick.
Yeah, it's just that I've had 2 back surgeries, and that's why a lot of it, I couldn't do a lot of exercises.
And that's
So
okay.
I've only started into the walking again.
Right. And that's okay. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Well, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks for calling.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi,
Bye-bye.
and we have another caller already, Sherry.
Sherry?
Hello, Sherry.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Sherry.
And your question for us tonight?
Yes, I have a question about my health.
Perfect. You're on the, it's glad Owen, Dr. Schwartz is on the show. What was your concern about what's with your, I'm feeling a little concern with your stomach area, like your ovaries and all of that. What is with that?
No, there's nothing wrong there. It's
There's something on the right side, just right under your rib, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fine. It's almost like it's kind of like a buildup of something. Could be like a cyst or something. I'm just feeling a buildup.
No.
Okay, but sorry, go on. I have a tendency to ramble on.
Okay. Yeah. No, I actually I've got a tumor in one of my saliva glands that I'm going to be getting operated on.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just wondering about that and the outcome and all.
Oh, that
It's benign.
that is. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm a kind of do a lot of counseling and soul medicine and all that. But I would say that in all my experience in medicine and general practice, that is quite minor. It's a benign tumor. The salivary gland should be no problem. And I don't know whether you have a dry mouth or not, or whether it's affected the amount of saliva. But really, that's a very fortunate thing to have. Mm-hmm. And the rest of you is healthy, Sherry?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, because I'm just
there
feeling
might
kind
be,
of,
that could be energy. Well,
holding on to it?
In a way that there's a line of energy. I'm not saying that's so or not, Sherry, but there's a line of energy, the liver meridian that goes under the ribs. And if one's had a lot of frustration or stress, then that can block the energy, and that can create lumps and bumps, that blocked energy.
Okay, that could be it then, because it's nothing major I was feeling.
No, it's just blocked energy, if that's so.
Yeah, so you're going to be okay.
Yay, Sherry.
Okay.
Relax.
Yeah, you'll be okay, because I wasn't feeling major issues, right? It's just dropping that fear mode, right? Because, of course, under your circumstances, one's going to go into that fear mode, right, which is normal. But under your circumstances, just, it's like doing the mantra every morning, regardless of the situation, especially when we are dealing with challenges. It's like, today is going to be a good day. It's going to be an excellent day. But I'm feeling that's going to clear.
That's really good. And then before a surgery, actually, to go into a kind of a meditation or prayer and just go into that deep peace and visualize everything being fine is very powerful. That's good.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. But you're going to be okay. Like, you're going to be okay. I'm feeling within the next 2 weeks even that you're going to feel better.
Yeah, the surgery isn't until the 20th of May.
Yeah, but within 2 weeks, if you start doing mantras every morning, you're going to clear things out and you're going to feel better, because that lump I said here, that what I felt, you're going to feel that things are just going to shift. It didn't matter if your surgery is in September, right? So from now until 2 weeks, you're going to shift.
Yeah.
But you got to stay in that positive mode. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but we want to thank you for calling in. It's just we already have another caller on hold.
Okay, then.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And our next caller is Anya.
Anya.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Anya.
And your question for us tonight?
Yes, I have a question about my relationship.
Okay. We'll get you to answer that too, though. Okay, are you questioning that your relationship, you're kind of having some situation around it where you're not sure if it's going to go somewhere? Is that what you want to know?
Exactly.
Honestly, do you want me to be very honest?
Yes, I want to be honest.
I'm not feeling it, to be honest with you. I don't like to say that, but I'm not feeling that you're in the right relationship. I'm feeling it's a very karmic relationship, and we all connect with certain people, especially partners and marriages, for certain reasons, but it's like I'm feeling it's very karmic for you. So I'm not feeling this is the one for you, to be honest.
Anya, do you understand what the karmic idea of that karmic relationship is? It's sometimes we have relationships to work things out, and sometimes, and we usually have, that's a bit of some of the relationship, but the ideal relationship is when you both help each other find spirit.
Yes.
When you've got that joy that's bubbling between you, and there's less kind of stuff to work out. So that's what I think you're saying.
Yeah, not the struggles,
Yeah.
because when we're in a relationship, when there's too many struggles and such like that, and the negative energy in that, it's time to really look at it. And it's almost like I felt that you phoned in just for a confirmation, really.
Is there, for me, different relationship eventually?
Eventually, but you've got to clear this one first, and then you've got to have that healing time to really look back and reflect on that relationship. Because if you go into relationship to relationship, you're not going to learn anything, and there's always going to be failure with every one of them. So this is why you have to do that soul searching within to really find out who you are, because you can't run to somebody else to say, who am I? I'm going to run to this person to make it all go away, make it feel better. Absolutely not. That's just a disaster going down the hill. You have to really come to terms with who you are. Are you worthy enough? Right? Is what you have to ask yourself. You can't just settle just because it's a relationship. So there's a lot of really deep soul searching you really, really need to do. Because if you don't do that, then you're just going to attract the same type of relationship to you, unfortunately.
So that means I don't love myself?
Well, no, I'm not saying that exactly, but you have to really take a look at yourself, your whole well-being. Are you worthy enough? Right? And of course you're worthy. Every single person on this planet is worthy. Right? We just have to accept that and say, I'm not going to put up with this, I'm not going to put up with that. I'm more worthy and I deserve something much better. Right? So I'm not going to go into a lot of details, of course, because it's very personal. You can always book an appointment with either one of us, and we can certainly, talk about it, yes, and discuss it further with you, right? Because there's a lot of different issues I'm really feeling with it, right? I'm not going to go into details, of course, right now on air about what's going on. But we want to thank you very much for calling. We do have one last caller, and we only have a couple of minutes left to take a last call. Thank you for calling. And our next call?
Our next caller is Rochelle.
Rochelle, you have a quick question for us?
Sure, I'll be quick. I just wanted to know, I've been feeling a bit tired lately, and I wondered if you could tell me what you see regarding my health.
I think you're doing really good, Rochelle. You're a very, very old soul. Are you familiar with that term?
Not really.
Old soul means that you've been around other lifetimes. It's not that you're like a newer soul, right? And I'm feeling that because you're very, very tired right now. It's because you're going through a lot of different changes and such.
A heart center.
Okay.
Yes, the heart center, absolutely, right? So you're going to balance out everything. And with this new moon that just came into place yesterday, it was a major, major moon, and it represents endings and new beginnings, clearing a lot of energy out. Because you're a sensitive soul, an older soul, it's going to affect you more. So you're going to feel more tired than more lately. But within a week or so, 7 to 10 days, 11 days really, you're going to feel much better. But I don't want to cut you off, but we're already at the end of our show for tonight. And, you know, for any of the viewers, you can always book an appointment with either myself, Kim, or even Dr. Schwartz.
Absolutely. We all are doing similar, different approaches of the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And we can give you more details and you know, go into more depth with everything also. And I'd like to again thank our guest tonight, Dr. Owen Schwartz, for coming on. It's been so much fun.
It has been.
Yes, absolutely. We could talk for hours and hours and hours. That's where the bottle of wine comes out.
Well, let's go for it.
Absolutely. And thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Calgary, and all the crew at Shaw TV for taking their time to come out. And Kim for coming on as well. And we'll be back live next Wednesday night, Channel 10, 6:30 p.m. on Soulwork. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.